Welcome to the next depreciation schedule video for Chapter 9. We're still working E920. This time we're doing units of production depreciation schedule. So we're using the same numbers, but now we're going to need to use these hours, right? So they gave us how many hours per year they're going to use, and so that's what we're going to do this. So on a units of production, what we're doing is, as we use the machine, whether it's miles or hours or units, right, how many things we make, we use it up a little bit each time we use it that way. So it might be a more realistic way to do the depreciation. So in this case, we're using hours. But, you know, it could be something like a truck that you're using miles, right? So this is hours. So the first thing we have to do is we have to calculate the depreciation per unit, which again, in this case is going to be per hour. So it's cost minus residual value, right? Or the depreciable cost, which we already know is $27,000 from the last one, divided by useful life in units. So that's how long it's going to last in units, and they tell us right here we think it's going to operate for 6750 hours till it's all used up. So that's equal to 33,000 minus the residual value, which we already know is 6,000, divided by 6750, and that's equal to $4 per unit. So $4 per unit is what we're going to use for our depreciation rate per unit. All right, so now let's just go ahead and get working on this. So the same idea, we buy the machine on January and it costs $33,000, right? And on that date it's worth $33,000. All right, so same first line. Now it's at the end of the year, we got to figure out the depreciation. So we know that it's $4 per unit, and in 2018 the problem says 675, right? The first year 675. So number of units is 675 hours, right? So 4 times 675 is equal to 2,700. All right, so that's our accumulated depreciation, right, because we didn't have any from before. So it's 33,000 minus asset cost minus 2,700 is equal to 30,300. Okay. So the next year, same idea. It's still $4 per unit. This year, however, we're going to use it for, let's see here, 2,025, right? So quite a bit more. 2,025 hours. So 4 times 2,025 is equal to 8,100, right? So accumulated depreciation still works the same way. It's always accumulated depreciation plus the new depreciation expense. So 2,700 plus 8,100 is equal to 10,800. Book value is still cost, asset cost minus accumulated depreciation. So 33,000 minus 10,800 is 22,200. And the next year, it's still $4 per unit. The number of units for that next year is 2,700. So this will be even a little higher. 4 times 2,700 is 10,800. All right. And so that's just a coincidence that those are the same number. Accumulated depreciation plus the new expense, 10,800 plus 10,800 is 21,600. Of course, book value, the formula for book value is cost minus accumulated depreciation. So 33,000 minus 21,600 is equal to 11,400. Last year, $4. How many units 1350. 4 times 1350 is equal to 5400. 21.6 plus 5400 is 27,000. We've used our machine all up. 33,000 minus 27,000 leaves me 6,000, which is my residual value. So I've used that machine up. We're done depreciating it. Okay, so if you were given depreciation per unit and you knew the number of units, you could calculate a year, right? So for units of production expense equals depreciation per unit times number of units for the period, right? So once I've calculated this, which is simply depreciable cost divided by useful life in units, I can calculate it for any year. All right, so that's units of production. You'll definitely need to understand this concept for the exam. And the next video will be double declining balance.